Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our new season called Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. We will be taking a look at other people's scary stories and their paranormal experiences. Today we have 3 scary stories, so sit back and relax. So at first I would get calls from an unknown source. Caller is specified as unknown. I wouldn't think much of it. I thought maybe it was an ex stalking me, trying to hear my voice. I wouldn't answer the calls at first because I had no idea who it might be. But I started answering last week. At first I put my phone on speakerphone and muted myself as soon as I answered. Both me and the person on the other line would stay quiet, and finally the phone would hang up. Until a couple of days ago, I decided to answer and talk back. At first I stayed quiet and told the other person. Then I said, "Hello?" And it was a little girl. She said she had lost her dolly and she wanted me to help her find it. I said, "Okay, I'll help you find it, but you need to retrace your steps." I don't know why I was deciding to help out a random child on the phone. I just did. After a brief minute of trying to help the kid find the toy, she starts getting mad for no reason and says you will die in 20 minutes in a very, very angry tone. She began saying me and my whole family was going to die that night. I was so creeped out because I remember watching The Ring like a week ago, and in the movie you get a call that says you will die in 7 days. I hung up and checked all my house doors to make sure they were locked. I was already in bed with all the lights off and watching TV when she called, so it was pretty scary. After sitting in the living room for a while, she calls again and tells me that I broke my promise about helping her, and that she's just going to take my sister instead. I have a baby sister, so that was creepy. Then she finally hung up. My heart was pumping fast and hard for a while. I looked online to see if others went through similar situations, and they have. Some even creepier stories out there than mine. One thing that I found strange was that almost everyone who says they got a creepy call says the voice is sort of robotic and can change. This is true because the little girl also had somewhat of a robotic tone, almost as if her voice can change any time. I remember before she hung up, her voice almost sounded demonic and very deep. I've heard demons can manifest through phone calls and such, but I honestly don't know. So back when I started school, I was around 5 or 6. I absolutely loved my school. I had friends and everything was good. Now back in kindergarten, if we were good, we'd go outside. When we headed outside, we passed through the 3rd grade bathrooms. Now being the little girl I was, I didn't tell them I had to go to the bathroom until I was about to pee myself. They let me back in and told me to use the 3rd grade bathroom, then they left me to go watch other children outside. I had a thing where I like to use the very last stall because they're usually the biggest. The bathroom only had 2 stalls and for some reason the last one was locked. But I couldn't hear anyone in the restroom, so I peeked through the little crack in the stall door. I saw a man sitting there on the toilet, dressed in all black, while holding a gun. I thought it was my imagination until I heard a noise come from his mouth. He looked as if he was sleeping, but I didn't want to risk anything, so I ran out the bathroom. I didn't make a noise until I was outside with the teachers. I had also peed myself. By the time I was scared as hell. Back then we didn't have security, so the front of the school was unlocked 90% of the time. They told the principal, who at the time was a very close family friend of mine. He tried to make me go into the bathroom and show him, but I refused and cried about it. Even in the 3rd grade I refused to use the bathroom. Thankfully I am much older now, so I don't have to go to that school anymore. Although they never found the man. They were thankful I told them, so they could use more safety cautions and lock the doors from now on. So I'm a total non-believer in the paranormal, and have only had a couple experiences in my life, which were weird, but I usually can't explain them as being overtired. Both of these experiences happened late at night or early in the morning when I was young. I'm also kind of prude when it comes to any claim of the paranormal activity. and usually scuff up anything related to it. But just this week, I've had 3 strange experiences, which I cannot explain no matter how hard I try. So my fiance and I just had moved into our new apartment building, which used to be an elderly home, and totally looks like it from the inside. Kind of a creepy place, and she was initially kinda spooked about being here. I even played a few pranks on her to make her think that the place was haunted. I eventually told her it was just me because it felt mean. She's a lot less skeptical than I am. Suddenly, just this week out of nowhere, I've had 3 experiences, all while being alone and being in my bathroom. Experience number 1. I was brushing my teeth pretty late at night earlier this week and just happened to look in the mirror when I seen something dart into my bathroom. It was totally blurry but not completely black. I kind of have shrugged this one off as it might just have been my eyes playing a trick on me. Experience number 2. Couple of nights ago I was in the shower and my fiance was in bed already. I'm minding my own business when I hear what sounded like something falling from the outside of the shower. I can't really explain the sound, but when I looked outside my shower curtain, nothing was on the floor, or moved at all. I got out of the shower to go ask my fiance if she came in, but she was asleep. Experience number 3. This one literally happened 20 minutes ago. I'm home alone currently and I was in the shower once again. I'm going about my business and I see a shadow quickly dart near the ceiling through the shower curtain, kind of like a bird shape. And immediately after the lights in the bathroom started flickering, then returned to normal about 30 seconds later. I don't know what to make of this. Can anyone help me? Like I said before, I'm quite skeptical with the paranormal claims, but this one was weird to pass up. Thank you for taking the time to read this. Thanks for joining me, investigators, as we took a look into these scary stories, and thank you for the Reddit users again. Like and subscribe to stay tuned for our next scary stories. And just like that, Mystery Hunters out.